In this video, we're going to look at how the subconscious works by association, which is really just your subconscious trying to protect you in its charming, illogical way. Now, the primary function of your subconscious is self-preservation. It wants to keep you safe. And so it continually scans your environment and looks at your experiences to determine what is safe and what poses a threat. Because it has no reasoning ability, it can't decide what is safe or dangerous. It works by forming associations based on past experiences. And so it labels actions, people, locations, situations, anything really as good or bad, safe or dangerous, based on whether your past interactions, your past experiences have been positive or negative. This process of attaching an association to something happens automatically, often without us even being aware that we're doing it consciously. Let's talk first about positive associations. When your subconscious makes a positive association with something, it will drive you to do more of that thing. And so if an action, behavior, person, location, or activity gets associated with some positive outcome, you receive praise, you achieve success, you get some sort of emotional reward, your subconscious will go, ooh, that's a good thing, let's do more of it. And so, for example, let's say you grew up in a household where it fell on you to be the caretaker. Maybe other people were preoccupied, they were busy, they were away working, somebody was sick, or maybe you got rewarded or praised for taking care of other people and the association got set up that way. Whether it's out of necessity or you got a positive association, you may continue to carry that pattern forward into other relationships. You might find yourself taking responsibility for people who are not your responsibility, even to your own detriment. Again, you might know intellectually that this isn't a healthy or satisfying or useful or beneficial behavior, but if your subconscious has made a positive association with caretaking, it's going to drive you to do it regardless. And the same can be said of negative associations. If something gets a negative association, you get some negative feedback, it leads to failure, there's a negative emotion that gets associated with something, your subconscious will work to avoid that behavior or situation. The subconscious is very simplistic in its functioning. One dog bites you, all dogs are dangerous. And if you see a picture of a dog or see a dog on TV, that dog counts as dangerous as well. And so let's say the very first time you got up to speak in front of your class in school, some kid in the back of the room heckled you. The subconscious might label all similar situations as dangerous. Public speaking, bad news. Fast forward several years, you grow up, and speaking is valuable and necessary for the work that you do. It could lead to a raise, it could lead to promotions, it could lead to more success. And although you know all of this intellectually and want it for yourself, you find yourself anxious, quivering, feeling sick to your stomach, not sleeping the night before. Again, if your subconscious thinks public speaking is bad news, it'll do whatever it can to keep you safe, to prevent you from going into what it perceives to be a threatening activity. And so, as you've probably already recognized, this tendency to set up associations on a subconscious level can lead to a lot of problems. One of those problems is inappropriate emotional reactions. The subconscious can trigger an emotional response that is out of proportion to the situation you're actually in because it has associated a current event with a past trauma or negative experience. Let me give you an example from a client I worked with. This was a really interesting case. She came to work with me on her fear of driving. Understanding how the subconscious works, I asked if she had any other unexplained fears, and she looked at me like I was a mind reader. She told me that she had an irrational response to Celine Dion music. She felt scared, she felt anxious, she felt like she needed to get out of there if she heard that music. She thought it was just kind of an interesting quirk. Now, what had happened was when she was in her car accident, there just happened to be a Celine Dion song playing on her radio when she was rear-ended. Now, in order to form a phobia, you don't even necessarily need to have a negative experience with the thing you become phobic of. You just need to be in an anxious state for any reason, and your subconscious can link that anxious state, that anxiety, with something else that is present at the time. And so in this situation, The anxiety was not about the Celine Dion music. She was in a car accident, a very serious one, but the subconscious, being illogical, associated that fear and anxiety that she was feeling at the time to the music that happened to be playing. Another example here, a person who experiences trauma as a kid while they're sleeping might feel intense anxiety or fear while trying to fall asleep, or they might sleep very lightly, awaken for every sound because the subconscious is being vigilant, anticipating that there may be another threat. Even when the person is at a perfectly safe place or perfectly safe time in their lives, these beliefs, these associations that are formed on a subconscious level can persist. Now, another downside of these associations the subconscious forms is that they can form the basis of limiting beliefs. These limiting beliefs can hold people back from pursuing their goals or trying new things. And so, for example, if you grew up receiving constant criticism from a parent instead of encouragement, you might develop a belief that you're incapable of success, that you're not worthy, that you're not enough, that you're not going to amount to anything. And this could affect your confidence and your willingness to take on challenges later in life. Negative associations can also lead to avoidance behavior, where individuals might stay clear of a situation that could be beneficial to them because their subconscious has decided that it's bad for them for some reason. And so, for example, let's say that you were teased a lot by bullies when you were in school. And so your subconscious has formed a negative association with people in general. Now you want to go to a networking event as an adult, but there's going to be a lot of people there. Your subconscious has decided people are bad for you. And so you're going to feel a lot of stress and discomfort, even though intellectually you know there are valuable opportunities at this event when it comes to your career. And phobias, again, are often the result of subconscious associations where something gets associated with extreme fear. I mentioned the woman earlier who had the phobia around Celine Dion music. Now, these associations are typically irrational, but they can have a profound impact on a person's behavior, their quality of life, limiting their ability to function normally in certain aspects of life. Now, another downside of these associations is self-sabotaging behaviors. Sometimes the subconscious mind might sabotage a person's efforts to change or improve because it perceives that change as threatening to the status quo. For instance, somebody who subconsciously believes that they don't deserve happiness might sabotage relationships that could lead to lasting happiness. Now, sometimes what's going on here is really, again, just the subconscious trying to help the person out. If you grew up with parents who are always arguing and fighting, and you got a negative association with relationship on a subconscious level, this self-sabotaging may actually be your subconscious thinking it's helping you. If that's what relationship looks like, why the heck would you want to do that? And it's trying to cause you to kibosh your relationships because it believes relationships are negative based on the examples that you've seen. And these associations can lead to impaired decision making. The biases on a subconscious level can skew your perceptions and lead you to make decisions that are not in your best interest or based on objective facts. And finally, overgeneralization. This is the hallmark of the subconscious mind. The subconscious might overgeneralize a negative experience, applying it to too many areas of your life. This can lead to consistent feelings of negativity, helplessness, which are often seen in depressive thinking patterns where a single negative event is seen as a never-ending pattern of defeat. And so, what is the solution to all of this? Why, it is the Mind Bridge training, of course. Our training program is specifically designed, aside from the other things you'll achieve with it as well, it's designed to address and mitigate the problems that arise from these associations that the subconscious sets up. Through the exercises that you're doing and the theory that we're giving you, you'll be able to identify and understand your subconscious influences, enabling you to consciously intervene and reshape the associations. By employing techniques from various disciplines such as cognitive behavioral therapy, mindfulness, guided visualizations, hypnosis, we encourage individuals to break free from their limiting beliefs, their inappropriate emotional reactions, and their self-sabotaging behaviors. This training empowers participants to replace those detrimental patterns with positive, supportive ones, enhancing your personal growth and your decision-making processes. As a result, individuals who take our training learn to harness the power of their subconscious to support their conscious goals, both parts of your mind working together, leading to a more fulfilled and balanced life.